Hi everybody, it's Janine over at SLOHappyVintage, and I am taking you to the Goodwill Bins today. Our Goodwill Bins, or the outlet store, is also the donation center. I needed to go through my closet and get rid of some things, so I have a bunch of stuff in the back that I'm going to be donating. But I also like to stop in and see what's available at the bins. I tend to find a lot of really cool stuff here. I hope you enjoy this little trip. Let's see, what can I tell you about the bins? It's a giant warehouse. It serves as the donation center, the sorting center, and also the place where things that don't sell in the Goodwill stores go to have a second chance or a third chance, and then they get sent off either to the landfill or other countries. I know the clothing, shoes, and I believe the books get shipped off, but the furniture, the housewares, the electronics, the media like DVDs and CDs, and the linens and the purses and bags, they all go to the dump. So I make it a point to try to rescue some things. That was a really nice dish right there, but I really don't have a need for it. So we visited the books first. I found a lot of books there that I have in turn sold for $40 to $100. And these are the smalls. You can always find a lot of records and sunglasses. And then there's just table after table of clothing to sort through. Some days I don't feel like sorting through clothing, and other days I do. Most of the clothing, the good stuff, has already been taken out, but they do miss things, and sometimes they just get so much stuff that the stores are full and they end up throwing a lot of good stuff into the bins. Now, these smaller bins they're pretty deep. I know when you see the bins at a lot of different places, they have these tall, shallow bins that are easy to sort through. These are not. They're small and they're deep, and you have to just dig. I found that little bird. That bird is super cute. But anyway, I have found a lot of office supplies here, or household supplies, or barn supplies, decor, you name it. It is in here. A lot of it is junk. You do have to sort through, but it's truly amazing what people throw away. Or I guess they're not throwing it away. They're sending it to the Goodwill to try to have somebody purchase it. Now, a lot of people don't like to support Goodwill because apparently the CEOs make way too much money, but our Goodwills in our area, they're really well run, super nice people. A lot of disadvantaged people get hired, and I feel like they do a good job. So I support them. They support me by providing me with lots of really cool stuff very inexpensively. Those were, well, you'll see those later. Anyway, so I'm just digging through, finding things. That was a cute little microscope, but I really have no use for it. And then I just kept digging. I didn't find that much today, but I found boxes of unused like business envelopes, the windowed envelopes that are pretty expensive. And then lots of toys. I don't really have a need for toys, but sometimes I pick them up for my friends' kids. And you'll see there's like that brand new ink cartridge there. It hasn't even been opened, but a lot of people like to get that kind of stuff and try to sell it, but I am looking for vintage. I make it my goal to save the vintage from the landfills. So just kept digging, those bowls were kind of cool. I have to do can't talk today. I have to do a voiceover because the music is always pretty loud and there's lots of people talking. It's kind of a busy place, and there are a lot of kids there today too. That was a whole little kitchen set for kids. Now, shoes are another thing. I have found amazing shoes in here, but rummaging through other people's dirty shoes kind of grosses me out. So I'm kind of careful about what I pick through. And this is the one time I do use hand sanitizer after I go through stuff. These are the bins that have all the purses and luggage and belts and things like that. And it's probably one of my favorite places to look because I have found a lot of really cool purses and belts. That was a Brighton belt right there. I did buy that one. I found leather purses. I found Dooney and Burke purses. I found luggage that's worth, like, not luggage, but like carry-ons that are worth quite a bit. But you never know. Oh, vintage hats. I always find vintage hats in there and little vintage purses. That was a really cool cowboy hat, but it was damaged. So you have to look things over really well because they, you never know what you're going to find. Sometimes things could be ripped or damaged, and other times they're in perfect condition. Some of these things you're going to see later. Like I said, I didn't buy a whole lot on this day, but I did find a couple of things. That was a nice belt, but the end was really damaged. And I always look for fringe and leather, but that was damaged as well. So yeah, just keep digging. Oh, I found hats in here, like ball caps that I've sold for $30, $40. That was not leather. I kind of thought it was, but turned out not to be. This pair of Birkenstocks I almost bought. Even in poor condition, they oftentimes will sell, but the edging on this was just coming apart, and I just didn't feel like dealing with that. I have a lot of other things I need to list. Now, pricing at the bins varies. The clothing and the linens, they charge by the pound. Everything else is basically per each, and there's a range of prices, like purses could be $2 to $5, or smalls could be 50 cents to $2. It all depends, and sometimes it's a little arbitrary depending on who's running the register. Now, you can see from this little pan, there's a lot of college students shopping here and a lot of resellers, and this is just an overall view of the entire place. It's not a big bin, so there are some that are a lot larger. Now, on the way home, I decided to stop by our regular Goodwill store because my son is looking for some shoes, and he hates to shop, so I don't mind when I'm out and about looking. I always look for shirts for my husband here. I buy most of my husband's shirts at Goodwill, and they're normally, $5 to $10, when in the store they would, he has a specific type of shirt that he likes, and they're typically $50 to $80 in the store. So I always flip through the shirts for him. Didn't find any today though. Then I decided, yes, I'm going to look for shoes for my son. Struck out. He is looking for some loafers, maybe some suede or leather, black or brown loafer type shoes. And they usually have a pretty good supply of men's shoes, but these were too small and just not quite the style that he wanted. These were nice Rockport loafers. Those things are very expensive, but wrong size. As I was shopping for shoes, I saw a pair of pumps that were just adorable, and if they were my size, I would have bought these. They are so cute, but nope, wrong size. I cruised through the dresses, off to the books, and I always love looking at the books in here. I was going to say they're expensive. They're like $3.99 for a hardback and $2 or something for a paperback, so they're not expensive, and if you buy 3, you get 1 free. Then I went to my favorite place, the glassware, and the shelves were really empty today. A lot of just plain dishes and stuff. I do like to look for the melamine ones. I tapped on it to see if it was melamine, because some of these things can sell pretty well, but I didn't like the brand of that one, so I put it back. Lots of mugs, always lots of mugs. Didn't find anything interesting, and like I said, the shelves were very, very bare. So I just kept walking. Then I went over to the purses, and when I look at purses, I want to look for quality, leather, name brands, but not the high-end name brand, the ones that are copied a lot. I look for that, or I look for weird. This one qualified as weird, that one with the little alligator on it, but not weird enough. I am back in my jewelry room, and I'm going to show you all the things that I found today at the bins. I didn't find that much, but the bins always delivers. There's always something that I come home with. For starters, I found a couple of things that I will be keeping. These are some North Face boots. They're just slip-on boots. They're suede, they're leather, and they're all-weather I use these when I'm cleaning out horse stalls, and these are super comfortable. So these retail over $100, and they were $4 at the bins. Then along with those, I found these leather boots. They are by the brand Everybody. I had not heard of this brand, but they also retail for over $100. They're super soft leather. They're my size, and I just love them. I found this Victoria's Secret. I think they call this the Weekender bag. The new ones are not leather, and this one is probably from the 1980s, possibly a little bit earlier. A very nice quality, heavy-duty Weekender bag with a big shoulder strap. And then I found a leather little wallet. This one, can't remember the name of the company, but I'll put it up on the screen. I found one just like it online, and this one is missing its little wrist strap, and it does have a little bit of wear, so I will probably only be able to sell it for $12 or $15, but it was like 50 cents. So anytime I can find leather items, I usually jump at that because people like leather, and leather is quality. Funny thing, who would have thought Tupperware, vintage Tupperware measuring cups, and they sell for like $15-20. So that was 50 cents. Everything, it's like 50 cents to, I think the most I paid was $3 for something, except for the boots. Boots are always $4. Then, I'm not sure if I should have bought these or not, but in another hour they were going to be smashed and sent to the landfill, so I couldn't see that happening. So I didn't buy just one, but I bought 2 matching boudoir lamps. They need to be rewired, and they're missing their dangles. They should have all little crystal dangles hanging from this little collar right here. But they're beautiful. Look at the glass on that. They're just so pretty. But tell me what I should do with these. I don't like to rewire things. I could sell them as is, or I often will take old lamps like this and turn them into plant stands. I'll buy like a crystal bowl and attach it to the top. Basically, I have to take this part off and I attach it to the top, and I take the wiring out and turn that into a plant stand. What do you think about that? Should I keep them the way they are, or should I upcycle them? Let me know. Found this really cute butterfly, Tiffany style butterfly lamp. As you can see, it works very well. It's got panes of butterfly wing on it, and this is not super old, but I saw a couple of them online and they sell pretty decently, so it was kind of a nice find for, I think it was $2. This is just kind of funny. Little bird, little mouth moves when he sings. I just thought he was super cute. Like I said, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him. One of the other things that I found was this vintage hat band, and this is a cowboy hat band, and the cowboy hat that it was on was pretty thrashed, but I have a vintage cowboy hat that this would be really cute on, so I will probably stick that on the cowboy hat. And then I found a like new Brighton belt. This is one of the elastic kind of stretchy belts. Has woven fabric here. I don't know if that's cording or what, but it's woven design. It's brand new. It's just a beautiful belt, and I think these sell between $20 and $35. It's got like a alligator crocodile textured leather front. And then behind me, these are still wet. I just got them out of the wash, but I bought myself some shorts, some blue pinstripe shorts, and these are just really cute. So these are like a Y2K floral print jean, and this style is coming back. It's very surprising. I don't know if I can pull these off, but they are my size, so we'll see. So that's all I got at the bins. I do have a couple of other boxes of bin things that I've gotten the past couple of weeks. I think I might bring one up and show you a little bit more. In that last grouping of things, I think I spent a total of $22, maybe $25 on all of that. That included all of the boots, the clothing, everything. And this pile, I have a box here. You can't see the box, but I have a box here of stuff I got from the bins. Nothing in here was more than $2. Most of it was 50 cents or $1 each. So let me just get to it. Okay, so the first thing I found was this cruel Santa. Cruel sounds like he's a mean Santa. I mean, the needlework is called Cruel, and he's super cute. There is a Mrs. Claus that matches him, but unfortunately Mrs. Claus was not there, just Santa himself. Then I found a vintage sifter, flour sifter. This was a very good vintage antique day. The nice thing about our bins is a lot of people are not looking for vintage, and I am, so I find good stuff. So these are sterling silver, and they actually were in the store and they didn't sell in the store, and they were super tarnished. So when I saw them there, I kind of figured that they were sterling, but they were so tarnished I couldn't see the sterling mark. So when I got them home, I polished them up and I found the sterling mark. And they're coasters. There are 4 of them, and the little rim is sterling silver. They're super pretty. This was one of my kids' favorite books when they were little, so I just got it just for the heck of it. All right, what else is in here? Oh, watercolor. Beautiful watercolor painting in a frame. It's probably signed somewhere. But yeah, it is an authentic watercolor painting. I'm not sure why I got this. Probably because I didn't want to see it crashed and go to the landfill. It was also in the store and didn't sell because it has a sticker tag on it. It was originally $2.99, and I think they charged me 50 cents for it. Hallmark Ornament. Some of these ornaments can sell pretty well, others not so much. This one had some pretty good comps on it. I don't know if it's dated though, but it's the abominable snowman from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. These I was pretty excited about. This is a very old tin of Hershey's Instant Cocoa Mix. I think somebody must have had an antique store or something, because all of these showed up at the same day, and this one is Hires root beer fountain syrup. Look at how old that is, though. That's a precursor to root beer. So it's rusty, it's old, it's not antique yet. It's very vintage, though. And like I said, all of these things were found on the same day. This set of canisters that I think does it match the sifter? It might match the sifter. But anyway, I think there's 4 of them in this set. I'm not going to get them all out, but there are canisters. And these have kind of... They still sell, but not as well as they used to. So what I did with the last set that I got is I got some crystal knobs, and I put knobs on the top of them, and it just kind of dressed them up a little bit more, and they sold fairly quickly. So I'm thinking about doing that to this set as well. Oh, this is really heavy. A pineapple door stopper. It is cast iron. It doesn't look tremendously old. I don't know if I'm not sure if it's a door stopper or a book, bookend. But it's super heavy and it's pretty cute, and I think they charged me $1 for it. I have a vintage koi bowl. This one doesn't have any markings on it, but it looks fairly old. So I'll show that to you. He's upside down. There we go. We have 2 blue flow plates. Once again, I could not stand to see these crashed and sent to the landfill. They are absolutely beautiful. I don't particularly care for blue flow to keep, so these will be definitely for sale. There is some crazing on them. They're definitely old. I can't really read the back on them. Let's see the other one. Oh, this one's a little bit different. This one looks newer. Imperial French porcelain. So here's the second one. And it's interesting that they have the design on the back side as well as the front. See it on the rim. And then I have a bell ringing Santa that walks, and this is very vintage as well. I have not put new batteries in him yet, but that's what he looks like. He rings his bell and he walks, so I'm hoping he works. But I would definitely try him out before I list him. My dogs would have a fit. My dogs don't like these mechanical toys at all. Okay, so that was the other trip that I had a while ago. I think I'm going to sign off for today. If you like these kinds of haul videos, please let me know in the comments. Like I said, I love all vintage things, vintage antiques. I I do kind of have a larger special place in my heart for jewelry, but I like this stuff too. So let me know in the comments if you want to see more hauls like this as well. Hope you're having a great week. If you saw anything in these videos that you might be interested in, just drop me a line at SLOHappyVintage@AOL.com. Let me know what you're interested in, and we'll see if we can't get it into your hands. All right, have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.